The fact that you are still not only friends, but actually working together continually. You've worked on I'm Not Rappaport and other productions as well. That is a magical thing that isn't always what happens, right?
I'm not sure there's a precedent for that in show business, Jim, for a cast of a television series that's a popular hit to remain not only cohesive as friends, but as an ad hoc acting ensemble. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the second show Jill, Ted, and I have done together. Ted and I have done a number of things together, and now we have the podcast, which will also be a collective effort, and we look for projects to do together.
You know, and that's the thing. That's the magic of it all as well. I had heard in doing my research, Gene Kelly had an influence on you, Ted.
Yeah, that was fantastic. We were told, that he was a grumpy guy and not to talk to him, kind of leave him alone. And I ended up on a bus with him. We were in Hong Kong and we were going to shoot a scene, but it was just him and I on the bus. And I decided I wasn't going to let this moment go by. So I went and I plopped down in front of him, kind of looked up at me and said, well, and he went back to reading his magazine. And then I said, Mr. Kelly, can I ask you a question? And he looked over his glasses at me. He says, you have a question? I go, yeah. What was it like dancing with the Nicholas brothers? And he smiled and decided to talk to me. And that's when I realized. And then after the scene, after we worked together and did our scene, he invited me back to the hotel to have a drink with him. So that was just fantastic. And he gave me a lot of wonderful anecdotes and things, things, just valuable things, I think, for show business, Be on time, know your lines, hit your marks.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I got that.
How about you, Jill? Who along the way has inspired you and maybe even mentored you along the way?
Well, my short answer and also my long answer is my fellow castmates. I mean, these are the people that I grew up with. These were my examples. These were the actors that taught me and mentored me about comedy and about timing and about discipline. And I was lucky enough to know them not just as the characters that they portrayed, but as the actors that they were. As we've mentioned, Ted went to RADA. As we've mentioned, Fred went to Harvard. And Fred and Ted are two of the smartest people I know, which
well, Fred is going to disagree with that, but we'll let it go.
He can. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
I don't think he's disagreeing, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and with Gavin and Bernie and Lauren Tweez, who we call Cindy because that's her real name.
Yeah.
Each and every one of them, honestly and truly, were the inspiration for all of the discipline, all of the timing, all of the humor, all of the dialects, all of the aspects of being in this business, learning how to command your self-respect and all of those things. It's through these people. Yes, there have been guest stars who I've loved and who have meant something to me, but they were in and out in 6 days. But I've been with these people since I was 11 years old, and I've watched them not just at the height of success, but rebuild careers sometimes, many times. And it's been an absolute revelation for me and an example of how to be and how to navigate. And also in my personal life with my kids. I mean, I remember sitting with Ted one day having lunch before I had kids, and he had brought to the table at the restaurant these drawing books for his boys. And his boys looked up at him and said, "Dad, we're bored." And he looked down at them. And this is before Game Boys and, video games and all of that. He said, "Guys, being bored is a lack of imagination, and you both have imagination. So go create." Mm-hmm. And I mean, that to me was wow. And I've used that with my boys so many times. So these people are my teachers and my friends and my family.